Okay. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Matthew.
Yes,
Very
Davis.
nice to meet you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Very good. Very good. I know that you filled out the intake form out front. I have it here. And also the insurance information. You fill that out as well. We have all that on file for you. Do you have any questions or
Nope.
concerns about anything?
Nope. Let's
Okay.
get started.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good. We can just absolutely get
Yeah.
started. Tell me, what brings you in today?
Well, I've been experiencing insomnia,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been having trouble focusing
Okay.
on certain things. And my coworkers and my friends, they realize this, so that's why I came in today.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell me, I guess a little bit about what you do. What do you do for a living?
I own a business.
Okay.
I own a string of schools, like throughout Brooklyn.
Mm.
Yeah, art schools, mostly like painting or photography or music or even theater.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, just to inspire young people to just go after their dreams.
Wow, that's very rewarding.
Yeah.
Okay. But lately you said that you've been having problems sleeping and focusing on your work.
Yeah.
This is the work is I'm assuming is something you're very passionate about.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, when did the insomnia and, the inability to focus, when did it begin?
It it started when I crossed paths with my siblings after a
Mm.
very long time. I was trying to invite them to my wedding, and yeah, I was even though I was expecting to see them, like I was still surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at This is confidential, right?
Absolutely.
I was
Absolutely.
embarrassed of what they were doing, like how their lives turned out. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters, and
Okay.
my brothers, they've been in and out of jail, and 2 of my sisters, they have kids like early, like when they were like teens,
Mm-hmm.
and their husbands, well, they don't really have any husbands really,
Mm-hmm.
because they either left or like I don't know, cheated,
Mm-hmm.
and I just I just feel guilty for some reason
Oh.
that I've been everything's been going so well lately for me, and they have just been through terrible things pretty
Mm.
much, and their life is compared to mine is just like terrible,
Okay.
I guess.
So now so tell me where you all, do you all have the same parents or?
Uh, well, their father, well, my mother and their father were separate,
Mm-hmm.
so they were still in the same city. They lived in the inner city, and I lived with my mom
Okay.
in a suburban setting.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, we still talked a bit, like we hung out and played like as kids, of course. But I don't know, as much as I hung out with them, I never felt, how do I say, like I was the same per
Mm-hmm.
se.
Mm-hmm.
But of course that never stopped me from, like, of course, being with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt I just felt like I didn't really belong where they came from, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. And strangely, that never brung up any, like at least I think, like any resentment, like towards me or anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
they loved me, like I knew that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I loved them. That never changed.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it's just when I saw them, it just I felt grateful for how far I came, of course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That I became successful, that I have a wife, or soon to be wife.
Mm-hmm.
And everything went well, but I just feel like guilty because like maybe I could have done something to bring them with me, so they could be just as successful, if not more. So so they can be happier than they are now.
Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing you say that you feel guilty because you wish that there was something that you could do to change the situation that they're in now.
Yeah.
Um, and they were raised in the inner city and you were raised in the suburbs. So you were raised in two different settings. You went to college.
Yes.
And did any of your brothers and sisters?
No, none of them.
No one attended college.
No, they two of my brothers dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
The other two brothers, they completed high school, but they just didn't want to attend college. Like,
Okay.
either they thought it was too much for them, or my sisters, they dropped out of high school actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, mostly because they had kids and it was difficult.
Okay. Okay. So when you spoke to them or when you saw them, you said that they loved you earlier, that you guys have always loved each other. Did anything happen when you spoke with them or when you met with them that made you feel that that it changed somehow? Or?
Well, my first reaction to them, like, well, I was happy to see them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It was when it was pretty much when we caught up completely. It was when it, got to me. I told them how my life was going so far, and,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they were happy for me. And then I think they sensed, my shock when they told me about how things were going with them.
Mm-hmm.
And, that probably, hopefully it didn't, but that probably divided us a little, but not too much, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because they probably thought that I don't know, was embarrassed by them, which I kind of am. Like, I can't help it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Another thing I'm guilty about is that, like, I don't want to feel embarrassed of them, but
Okay.
I do.
So what about them makes you feel embarrassed or that you...
Their choices
Oh.
for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
How most of my brothers, they're in and out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
And my sisters, that they it just seems they have no respect for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And which is why their boyfriends there aren't in their lives, in their children's lives. And my nieces and nephews, they're good kids.
Okay.
It's just I worry about them sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you said earlier that you are engaged to be married, and that was the
Yes.
purpose of you meeting with them. How have you spoken with your fiance about your family?
I try not to, really,
Hmm.
but she touches on it, of course,
Mhm.
like because she's worried about me. So we have talked about it. I guess a week ago,
Okay.
and it wasn't. I tried to be as brief about it as possible, but she actually pointed out that I should do this pretty
Right.
much, and I said there was nothing to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
That I would deal with it pretty much, and that she said I could either do this or talk to my siblings again,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. And she said like she said this is all that she could do, like, to help, pretty much,
Okay.
because like I won't really let her in that much.
Hmm.
But yeah, no.
Okay. So when you the biggest emotion that I'm sensing that you're feeling is embarrassment. When you say that you're embarrassed, are you embarrassed for your fiance or for your family or for the people at work or just for yourself?
Well, it's a mixture of things, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly like for myself, part of it, but mostly like for the people that respect me. Mostly,
Mm-hmm.
not only my wife, like she respects me no matter what, pretty much. So I don't know, it doesn't really like phase her pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. Like that's why I love her. But like for my colleagues, pretty much, they still see me the same way, pretty much. But I don't know, they're just surprised that I came from. Well, I pretty much have siblings that are nothing like me.
Mm-hmm.
Like in terms of choices, like in that they see them as irresponsible, whereas like I don't know, most of my colleagues they think like maybe I won't make it that far. Like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that I only have us so long before I follow the same route. I just, I mean, I I try to prove them wrong, and I'm still trying to prove them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I just try not to think about what they think of me. But I can't help but think about you know what they think about my family.
Okay, so I'm hearing you say that you think that your brothers and sisters are a reflection on you.
Yes, yes, exactly. That
Okay.
that pretty much that they see a lot of my father like in me,
Mm-hmm.
my siblings. They they say I look like them a lot. That out of all my brothers, that I look the most like him. This is kind of disconcerting to me sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. My father is kind of the reason why they turned out that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my colleagues this exactly, and so um, it's got me thinking though that maybe I shouldn't have kids because I don't want that to
Mm-hmm.
happen. Like I don't want to make that mistake. Like even though I see the mistake like that my father made, and maybe I can just know that and just do the exact
Mm-hmm.
opposite. Maybe I can't help it. Maybe it's destiny that
Mm.
I have no choice but to be a terrible father because he was like that.
Now, have you communicated this to your father at all?
No, no, I haven't talked to him.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him since I was like 15, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that was well, we hung out when I was 15. It was fun. It was needed.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we kind of fell off.
Okay.
And yeah, my mother, she had mixed feelings about me hanging out with my father because she thought it was good for me because it's my father. By the other hand, like she thought, well, she knew that my father had tendencies to
Mm-hmm.
you know, I guess anger issues, I guess. So she was worried
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that I would get caught up in those kind of things, and she was worried that he would, I don't know, convert me, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, to
To the kind of
the,
person he was.
yeah, that, and to my, brothers, that
Okay.
he would just, push me down that road.
Okay. Wow. Now we have a lot of information here.
Yep.
A long road that we're going to have to talk about things. We're out of time for today, but over the next week, I definitely want you to come in for another session next week. But over the next week, I just want you to really think about who you are and not focus as much on your siblings, even on your father, even on your parents. Don't focus on any of them. Put more of the focus on who you are and who you were created to be, and see if we can start from there next session. Kind of when you're having those problems with insomnia, really, really focus on who you are, not how you came to be who you are. Not the road that you traveled, not even thinking about the path that you took or any of that, just who you are today. What your successes are today. Really focus on that. And then we'll talk a little bit more. We'll go a little further back, see if we can find out what the sources are for this insomnia. I think that you let me know if, in the interim, if you're still having problems sleeping and focusing. But I think once you begin to kind of not completely erase those thoughts, but not focus on those thoughts, that may help you some. I don't want to put you on any sleeping aid or anything like that. I don't think you'll need that right now. But just make sure you're doing your exercising and you're eating right, and that you're really putting your mind in a place where you're just thinking about who you are today. Not who you were, not where you came from, but really who you are today. And then next week we'll talk some more.
Great.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, well, you have a nice afternoon, and definitely give me a call in the interim if you have any more problems or concerns or worries, okay?
All right. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you. You too. Bye-bye.